Hey guys, it's DarudeLeafStorm here, and I'm here with my draft analysis for the IBL Season 9. Now, if you guys want to just take it back, a little bit of a throwback. It's actually Thursday when I'm recording this, so a little bit of a throwback Thursday. We ended up winning IBL back in season... Gosh, what season was that? Anyway, I'm going to look at that right now. But we're back, brand new season, and I'm so excited for this, guys. When I heard the IBL was resurrecting, I was like, I need to be a part of this again. It was season 4 that we ended up winning, actually, which is a hot minute ago. So 5 seasons have passed. The IBL made a little bit of a break, I guess you want to say, but it's back, and I want to say better than ever. We've got some banging coaches. All of those links will be in the description. Very excited to be a part of this. San Jose Pancakes are back. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. And I'm going to get into my team. So I was 3rd pick overall. Now, heading into this draft, there was a couple of mons that I haven't used yet. And I want to use, So I was thinking of grabbing something a little bit more on the fun side. But I wasn't 100% sure of what I wanted here. So first picks were Valiant and Pull, 2 mons that I definitely wouldn't have minded picking up, both of which were actually on my radar, but it's first pick, so I wasn't devastated about losing them. So I'm looking at the draft board, and there's big threats still around. I'm only 3rd pick, so a lot of the threats are still about. And there's one mon who, not so much recently, but has been banned in leagues before, and I wanted to see how it fared in this very offensive meta. So, our first mon for the San Jose Pancakes, pick 1, is Landorus Incarnate. Now, this is obviously Sheer Force allowed, so I'm thinking Sheer Force Life or Blando could be beautiful in this meta. It's a very strong mon, it's a big breaker. I want to see how its speed tier fares, because in this gen we have a lot of faster mons. So I wanted to see how that fared out. And I can get a few faster threats behind it as well. And I'm thinking this could be a strong pick overall. So this is my first pick. Very, very happy with this, to be honest. Next up, I'm gonna move on. But Lando, I see you. I'm with you. It gets nasty plot now. Huge threat. So let's move on to the next pick. Next pick, I wanted another big threat. I wanted an offensive, decent core with Lando. And this mon was still around. And, I've not used this mon for quite some time, actually. I can't even remember the last time I used it. It's a big threat in this meta. So I wanted to see how it fared. One of its abilities did get nerfed, and that would be Greninja. So obviously Battle Band did get nerfed. But in sort of a fine way. I'm fine with it the way it is, to be honest. Getting the stat boost only once is balanced. I like it. But obviously, Gren, what I'm on this gen. Its speed tier is fantastic, and it thrives in this offensive meta. With spikes, T-spikes, solid stab U-turn if I'm running Protean. Yeah, overall just a very solid mon to pair with Lando. Very happy with these first 2 picks. I think it's a very threatening core that people are gonna have to prep pretty well versus. So very excited to use Gren again. It has an insane move pool, insane speed tier, and it can just do so many things. It has so many roles. Being as fast as it is obviously helps it out so much. Very excited to use Gren again. It's been a hot minute, Gren. So welcome to the team. Moving on to the next pick, I was looking at the mons, and I wanted a grass type. And I've got decent speed right now. Lando at 101, Gren I believe is 124 base, I think. No, it's 122 Gren, because it's 1 speed lower than Meow. I remember that. So my next pick, I decided to go with the grass type. I wanted a more offensive grass type this time, But I wanted a grass type that could do a bit of everything. You know, like Shaman was still about at this point. Definitely something I considered. But the mon I decided to go with was a brand new mon. It's Ogerpon. Ogerpon is such an interesting Pokemon. You know, it's a base 110 speed, grass type, which you don't get many of, to be honest with you. Not only that, it gets U-turn, gets base 120 attack power whips, which is insane with that speed tier. Gets access to spikes, synthesis, knock. It gets a really decent move pool for what it is. So, and you know, just look at it. Look at Ogerpon, man. Such a cute mon. Very excited to use this. You know, he's the boy. He's the boy. Absolutely obsessed. Very, very excited to see what Ogerpon can do for me this season. And you know, IBL's back. You know, I wanted some banging mons. I wanted some mons that can show up and hopefully do the damn thing. Maybe surprise a couple of people. So, Ogerpon is the next pick, and it just balances out my speed tiers so nicely. Be balancing that between Gren and Lando. Thank you, Ogerpon. Very much appreciate you. Very excited to have you on the squad. Next up, now, you look at my team and think, in this gen where, you know, hazard removers are not the most, what's the word? There's not many of them. Not many good ones anyway. Like there's a couple of ones, a couple of lower tier ones, and then you've got like your Great Tuss, and your higher tier mons that can remove. So I wanted a mon that can kind of keep up that offensive presence for me. Because, I mean, you see my first 3 picks are very offensive, right? Ogerpon, you know, it can be defensive, but it's not its job, you know? It's not really what it wants to do most of the time. So, moving on to my next pick, it's Hatterene. A mon, again, I've not used in such a long time. If I've even used it, I believe I have used it. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, one of my favorite fairy types by a mile. I just think this mon is so stunning. Such an incredible mon. You know, its speed is definitely something to be decided. It's very, very slow. But, you know, it gets Baton Pass, so it can keep up that offensive pivoting momentum on my end. It gets Magic Bounce, so instead of having to waste a turn on removing hazards, I can just threaten any hazards going up. So, yeah, Hatterene is my next pick. I just felt like, you know, it provided a bit of support for my team with things like Nuzzle. It's a decent Calm Mind user. Now, with Draining Kiss, obviously, it's a very, very strong, reliable Hatterene set, and it can definitely do the work. Like I say, it gets BP now. But the main reason I got this mon was for Magic Bounce. I think that mon is just, it can just provide so much pressure just being on the team, you know? Even if it's not switching in every 2 seconds, it can still just provide that pressure of, you know, it gives the opponent, like, do I clip rocks? Do I not? So very excited to use Hat again. Very, very excited. Next up, I'm very excited to announce this pick. Again, another new mon. I'm looking at my team. Poison type is needed, right? Definitely. My next pick is Okidogi. Bro, look at this man. Look at him. He's a bad, bad man. Now, when the DLC first came out, I thought, Okidogi, not my favorite, to be honest. But now that I'm looking at him, look at this man. Poison fighting type, excellent. Again, keeping up that offensive pressure with my team. Speed tier, not the best, base 80. And in a meta like this, like base 80 is basically like base 60. It's a crazy, crazy meta we're in right now. However, you know, Okidogi is the man. He's the man, the myth, the legend. He is ready to tear it up. And I wanted a decent grounded poison, you know? Like, it's reliable. It's a reliable mon. I have Healing Wish support and Hat. So, you know, even though it didn't have a reliable recovery outside of Drain Punch, it can hopefully get a little Healing Wish from Hat when it needs to. And kind of go from there. But very excited to use this mon. This mon is super powerful on the physical side. Kind of pairs well on the special with Greninja, as well as Lando. You know, Lando obviously has a higher base attack. However, its with sheer force, you know, like the special sets are definitely to be desired. So, yeah, very excited to use Okidogi. What a beautiful mom. Look at this man. Very, very excited. Hopefully he can put in some work for the Pancakes this season. And look, I'm interested to see how he fares, you know, with being quad weak to Psychic, one of the, like, staple types in Draft League. It's going to be very interesting to see how he fares, but I believe in this man. And, you know, I've got Hatterene support to support with those Psychic types. I thought, it's time. It's time to bring the boy out. Time to unchain him and see what he's got. So very, very excited. Next up, I'm looking at my squad. And, you know, I've got Hatterene as removal, but I don't want to rely on her completely. Now, my next pick. A couple of decent hazard removers are gone at this point. Like I say, there's not many good ones that are about. Fortress was definitely going to be my pick, but it went. So, next up, we have the one and only Regieleki. Regieleki provides just that solid speed tier. You know, it's basically running Modest every week. And it's a spinner. It's a spinner. Now, in this meta, in this league, it cannot Terra, so it's not one of my Terramons, which obviously leaves it very vulnerable to ground types. However, you know, it gets screens, gets E-Speed, gets Explosion. It gets a couple of options outside. I know it's a very one-dimensional mon, sorry. But I'm excited. The speed tier is incredible. And, you know, if people don't bring their ground types, watch out. Regieleki's here. It is here and ready to go. So, not much to say about Regieleki, to be honest. I picked it as a spinner. It was kind of a very last-minute pick. I think Fortress went just like a couple of picks before mine. So, it was very much sort of, God, what do I get? But here he is. I'm ready. I'm hoping he can put in a bit of work for me. But he's kind of just here as a bit of a support. You know, it's my electric type. Solid speed. Very solid speed. It's a spinner. It's just gonna do what I gotta do. You know, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do the damn thing. Next up, looking at my team, I want a fire type. I want a ghost type. Who other than Cerulege, right? Cerulege gives me strong priority in Shadow Sneak. You know, I have got E-Speed and Water Shuriken currently on my team, priority-wise. But I wanted something solid. I wanted something that can just do it, you know? So Cerulege is here. Obviously, it gets Flash Fire, which means it's actually a fire immunity, which is nice. Even though my team's not, like, massively weak to fire, it's also not massively, like, it's not strong versus it either, you know? Like, a Specs Fire Blast is going to hurt my team currently. So, yeah, Cerulege is here. It's here. It's ready to go. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to use Cerulege. It's a mon that, I mean, just look how sick this mon is, right? Like, a lot paired with Okidogi, like, and Gren, like, I've got a cool squad, which is weird for me, right? Like, I like the cute mons, you know. I like watching these girls tear up the men, you know. That's sort of my vibe. But Cerulege is a girl. Look at, she's just a badass, you know. So Cerulege is here, excited. It's gonna do it. It's gonna do the damn thing, you know. SD sets. It's got Bitter Blade, which is an insane move. So it's got decent healing from that. And, you know, it can be a support mon. It's actually not the most frail mon. Like, it's decently bulky. It gets Taunt, like Willow, so it can be a decent support along with Boots. So, moving on. I've got Gren, right? But I feel like in this meta, although it's very offensive, I feel like your bulky waters are the ones. They're the backbones, you know? So I definitely wanted a bulky water. And my bulky water is going to be Alomomola, Wish Support, Slow BP, Scald Now, Flip Turn. This mon is going to do the damn thing. It's such a backbone. I love Aloe. I will draft it 1,000 times. I don't care. People may say it's passive. It can leave yourself open. I ain't bothered. This mon is beautiful. Just a solid, again, I'm going to use it again, a backbone to this team. You know, it's a very offensive team. I've been trying to play and draft more offensive in this meta because that's the world we're living in right now. It's hyper offense constantly. There's no toxic stalling here. It's all kill, death, kill, death, kill, death. But, you know, Aloe gives me a safe switch into a lot of things, you know. I can prep it accordingly to deal with mons. And yeah, she's here. She's ready to go. And wish support with Okidogi and Hatterene. What more could you want, right? Aloe, welcome to the team. I appreciate you. I cannot wait. Next. We have the one and only Ollie, aka Earthworm. This mom, beautiful. Okay, he's one-dimensional, okay? He's one-dimensional, but he does his job so well. You know, he gets spikes, he gets a rocker, and you know, I've got a few spikers on my team. I've got Ogerpon and I've got Grem, but I've only got Lando as my rocker so far. So I wanted Earthworm, very solid rocker, obviously, and paired with Aloe, beautiful little core I've got there. Big fan, very excited. So, yeah, Ollie's here. He's been definitely a mon that's really impressed me this gen, to be honest. You know, Earth Eater is an incredible ability for a steel type anyway. Meaning it's only weak to fire and fighting, both of which now I cover quite well. Especially fighting. Like, if you look at my team, it's not very fighting weak whatsoever. And Ollie is actually a Terramon. So the Terra types that I chose for Ollie, my little Earthworm, are Ghost, and I've gone for Normal as well. I felt my team was a little bit Ghost weak, to be honest with you. And, you know, my other option was Water. I had Grass in mind as well, but I thought Ogerpon's decent enough to where if I need a bulky Grass type, I can bring it as a bulky Grass type. Aloe and Gren are both Water types, so I didn't really feel the need for a Water type here. So I went with Normal. Again, just to cover that Ghost weakness a little bit. Might be a bit of an interesting typing there, but you know, like it's only weak to fighting at that point. And paired with Aloe, I thought when I need to get in those bulkier situations, I think it could be a really solid mon to have. Obviously paired with Ceruledge as well. If I'm Terra Normal, Ollie, Aloe, and then Ceruledge, like it's a decent defensive core if I need it to be. So that's Ollie. He's here. He's ready to go. Next up, we have a normal type. You know, I needed one. I've got Terra Normal, Ollie, but I just wanted another little addition to this defensive momentum I've got going on. And it's Wigglytuff. You know, Wigglytuff, an insane move pull. Obviously, it's not the strongest mon, but it can threaten mons with defog, with competitive. It's also a frisk mon, which is insane in this meta, to be honest. Like, scouting as much information as quickly as you can is definitely what you need to do. You know, it's just one of these mons that it probably won't come every week. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it's another wish mon, which takes the pressure off Aloe a little bit. If you know Water doesn't fare well against my opponents, obviously it also gets BP, which again momentum's everything here. And I just felt like it really fit the team quite nicely here. And it's another nice fairy for when I don't necessarily want to bring Hat. Wigglytuff provides that supportive role in a different way, obviously. But still that supportive fairy that I could potentially rely on. Next. And our final mon. To round off the San Jose Pancakes for Season 9 of the IBL, we have our final Terramon. The Demon. Vivillon. This mon is wild. Now, I have a newfound love for Vivillon. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful mon. Compound Ice Sleep Powder is everything in this gen. I just think in this gen it's hitting different. It's hitting different. One Quiver Dance and it feels like most games are over. Obviously in Draft League it's interesting because I can set myself up better for a Vivillon sweep, but it's also people can prep for it. So this is my other Terramon along with Ollie, the Earthworm. And Vivillon is going to have the Terra types of Flying, and ground. Ground to cover the fires, to cover the steals. And flying, you know, after a quiver dance, Terra Flying Hurricane is gonna hurt. So that's my team. Look at these guys. Just look at them. Look how insane they look. I just think this team looks so fun. I think it's such a beautiful team. Do I think it's the best team I've ever drafted? No, I don't. I think it definitely has some weaknesses. I think it's definitely a case of once I lose momentum, I think I very much am going to struggle this season. I think, like I say, as soon as I lose that momentum, this team is going to struggle because it doesn't have that backbone quality of mons that, you know, can provide that defensive but can also gain momentum back. You know, as soon as Ollie comes in, it's definitely going to slow the game down, and that's not what my team wants for the most part. But I also don't think it's the most, like, offensively pressuring team either. Like, you know, you've got your Valiants, you've got your Dragapults, you've got these mons that are very, very strong and can provide so much for a team. And I think Lando is an excellent pick, and Gren obviously too. But I think Lando is breaking. You know, it's just bam, bam, bam. That's it. And I feel like I have a lot of that. But I'm excited. No dragon type, right? I know. I hear you guys. I hear it. I see it. I know I've not got a dragon. It was tough, okay? I wanted Vivillon. Now, I could have definitely grabbed a dragon over like Wigglytuff and Vivillon. But I wanted these two mons. And I just think my team looks so pretty. And it looks so fun. I can't wait to prep with it. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun this season, guys. You know, we've got a championship under our belt in IBL, so we can, you know, I'm slowly getting back into Draft League. I'm getting there. I'm doing the damn thing, and I love Wi-Fi and all these mons. I'm so excited to use on Wi-Fi. Like, there's not a single mon I'm looking at there, and I'm thinking, I don't really want to use it. So let's have some fun. Let's pick up some wins and maybe a championship. You know, I might get used to this team. I might start feeling myself. It might just start. I might go undefeated. You don't know. Anyway, that is the San Jose Pancakes for IBL Season 9. Let me know what you guys think. Or don't if you think it's trash. But I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this team. I think it's going to definitely make me a happy boy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been DarudeLeafStorm, and I'll see you all later for week 1 of the IBL. Bye, guys.